Hey everybody, how you doing? It's John Brewer here. What's brewing in Lake Ida? What's brewing in South Florida? What's brewing in the housing market? I just want to give you guys an update. I read an interesting article today. So 2020 predictions, sellers will remain on the sidelines in 2020. Tis the season, obviously, for real estate forecasts. They predict, Realtor.com predicts a 1.8 drop in 2020 U.S. home sales as economic uncertainty convinces current homeowners not to sell. But prices will increase in all but one Florida market studied and in 75% of U.S. markets. So this is an interesting article. I thought we'd get into it. Home prices will flatten, increasing just 0.8% as a nation. Prices will decline in more than 25% of the 100 largest metros, and that includes Chicago, Dallas, Las Vegas, Miami, and San Francisco. Miami is on there, so the condos usually are the canary in the coal mine. When you see condo developers starting to go under and condo inventory starting to stack up, that's usually a good sign that things are going to go south. Inventory shortages will prevail and could reach historic lows, especially in the entry-level category. Mortgage rates will remain reasonable, averaging 3.85, they're saying, throughout the year. Affordability will remain a key driver for buyers, benefiting mid-sized markets. So that's basically the smaller suburban markets. Millennials, with the oldest members approaching 40 and the biggest cohort turning 30 in 2020, will surpass 50% of all home purchases of mortgages. So millennials are going to make up 50% of home purchasing mortgages, which is why I do video and things like that, because millennials are tapped into that. With little incentive to sell, baby boomers will continue to hold on to their homes. We call that aging in place. While Gen X is more likely to upsize, freeing up some entry-level inventory. So people my age and younger that aren't basically between 40 and 55 are going to be, making that move to the older homes, and people that are 40 and 30 are looking to get into the market are going to find themselves getting squeezed. Housing remains a solid foundation for the U.S. economy going into 2020, although economic output is expected to soften, influenced by clouds of uncertainty in the global outlook, business investment, and trade. Real estate fundamentals remain entangled in a lattice of continuing demand, tight supply, and disciplined financial underwriting. I'm not so sure about that last one. I'm reading things about 5% down payments and other ways that they're trying to basically loosen up the financial underwriting. Accordingly, 2020 will prove to be the most challenging year for buyers, not because of what they can afford, but rather what they can find. Buying a home in 2020 will be a mixed bag. So some of the predictions that are in here: Cape Coral, Fort Myers, 0% sales growth, 2.6 price increase. The area we care about is Miami, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach. 1.1% sales growth and minus 1.2 price increase. So we're looking for a reduction of 1%, just over 1%. So what's going on for these housing trends? Millennials are expanding their market domination. Demand from those born between 1981 and 1997 will reach new highs in 2020, with millennials accounting for more than 50% of all mortgages for the spring. We also have growing economic uncertainty. Although a recession isn't likely in 2020, the economy will show signs of softening. The pullback in business spending is expected to lead to a slowdown in consumer spending. I've also noted how a lot of the larger hedge funds and a lot of the older money that's out there is starting to pull their money out of equities, which is usually a harbinger of potential slowdown. Housing remains the largest single consumer expense, making home buying activity a major contributor to the U.S. economy and a bellwether for economic expectations. We've got rising uncertainty, which makes people hedge their bets and less likely to spend. Another factor is low inventory. So we've been hearing that a lot. Despite increases in new construction, 2020 will once again have an inventory shortage that has plagued the housing market since 2015. Inventory could even reach a historic low as a steady flow of demand, especially for entry-level homes, you've heard that from me a lot, the starter homes, and declining seller sentiment, sellers not wanting to give up their homes, keep a lid on sales transactions. With housing prices expected to stabilize and concern over economic uncertainty, there will be little incentive for baby boomers to sell in the coming year. The younger Gen X is more likely to upsize and free up some entry-level homes, but not fast enough to ease inventory woes. Affordability brings more focus to secondary markets, so you're finding people that are getting priced out of certain areas are moving into secondary markets. As more buyers are priced out of suburban environments near large metropolitan areas, they will begin searching for family-friendly lifestyles in other metros or even across state lines. Cities in Arizona, Nevada, and Texas will continue to benefit from shoppers looking for more affordable alternatives to California. So same thing with New York. We see that down here in South Florida all the time. People from New York and the Northeast are either looking to retire, warmer climates, and that's exactly what's going on. So meanwhile, home seekers from expensive Northeast markets will find the warmer options in the Carolinas, Georgia, and Florida attractive. Midwest markets are becoming more attractive as buyers find affordable housing, and diversified economies of Ohio, Indiana, and Kansas actually compelling. And then, of course, we have the elections of 2020, which always makes the year a little more volatile. Along with the presidential election, we've also got candidates running for 35 of the 100 seats in the U.S. Senate, along with 135 seats in the House of Representatives. The 2020 elections will be closely watched by consumers and businesses for indications of potential changes. So we've got a couple of things coming together there. We've got uncertainty about the market. We've got boomers staying in place, which is creating inventory issues. And then we've got an election, which kind of makes 2020 a very potentially volatile year for home buyers and home sellers. But I've been saying for a while, because of low inventory and things like that, if you're looking to sell or you're thinking about selling in the next 5 years, I think you should seriously consider it. And if you are considering it, you need to give me a call. I'm John Brewer. I'm the Lake Ida inventory expert. I work in South Florida, especially the Delray Beach, Lake Ida area. I've lived here since 2010. I graduated high school in the 80s. I've watched this place grow. I've been a part of it. And I'd love to share some of my expertise with you. My phone number is 561-573-7333. Hope you found this informative. I hope it helped you out, and I hope it wasn't too long. Anyway, everybody have a fantastic day, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks a lot. Take care.